So I lost my job in the most vulnerable situation of my life when I had a breastfeeding baby. Dream करणं हे पण actually crimeच आहे. अशा आम्ही परिसरात आम्ही मोठे झालो. No one doesn't want to be a Devi. She is not a Durga. She is not a Chandi. She is a woman. Treat her like a woman. Treat her as a human. Things will fall in place. Almitra Sustainable ही पूर्ण एक अर्थ फ्रेंडली प्रोडक्ट्सची प्रोडक्ट रेंज आहे.
हाय अनामिका, वेलकम. तर तुझा प्रवास सुरू झाला एका कॉर्पोरेट जॉब पासून आणि आता तू एक मॉमप्रेनर म्हणून काम करतेस, तर त्या प्रवासाबद्दल आम्हाला जाणून घ्यायचं आहे.
So I actually started with a corporate job because that's what everybody I think conventionally does. So in my family, कोणी पण म्हणजे entrepreneur नव्हतं. It has been a very conventional family. म्हणजे when you grow up, they will first tell you की get a job. तर डोंबिवलीच्या चाळीत डोंबिवलीच्या चाळीत वन BHK पण नाही, 1 रूम किचन, सिम्पल ड्रीम्स. आणि सिम्पल ड्रीम्स पण नाही, ऍक्च्युली ड्रीम करणं हे पण ऍक्च्युली क्राईमच आहे. अशा आम्ही परिसरात आम्ही मोठे झालो. कारण माझी आई ऍक्च्युली आम्ही बनारसवरून इकडे आलो. दो वी आर बेंगॉलीज, मॉम अँड डॅड बोथ वेर फ्रॉम बनारस. तर जेव्हा इकडे आले तेव्हा इट इज लाईक हिंदी शाळेत जाणार, English medium, they won't get any education in English. And even if she dreamt for us, my mom was dreaming for us, it was like you are not allowed to dream because you're मुली आहेत तर ते काय करणार, either steno होणार किंवा secretary होणार, max to max. So like even when, and she was not educated, so she was like hardly any education. Father was not educated, but one thing that she did probably for us, तिने खूप बुक्स दिले आम्हाला. बुक्स तर म्हणजे एवढ्याशा खोलीमध्ये एक वॉल असं होतं जे फक्त पुस्तकाने भरलं होतं. वा. तर ते पुस्तकं आम्हाला सगळीकडे घेऊन जायचे कारण वी डिडंट हॅव मनी टू गो अँड ट्रॅव्हल एनीवेअर. But the books used to be, and now what I will tell you will understand my age because of that. कि आम्ही जेव्हा एकदम छोटे होतो तेव्हा it was USSR and not Russia. So so we used to get the खूप books असायचे USSR चे. So that used to make us dream and go out and I thought that okay, I will visit countries. But thumb rule was काही करा, you have to complete your education and get a job.
A secured job. Because that's the only thing which will give you salary security. आणि तिच्यासाठी also it was like एक status. एक normal status. कारण रिस्क घेणं हे म्हणजे we can't even think of taking any risk. आणि फॅमिलीमध्ये पण कोणी नव्हतं आणि परिस्थिती पण अशी नव्हती की रिस्क घेणार कोणी. So that's how it happened. So always in the mind it was की okay, complete your studies and get into a job. I completed my studies from रुईया. तेव्हा डोंबिवलीची मुलं रुईयाला पण नाही जायची, म्हणजे हार्डलीच कोणी जायचं. ओके. आणि स्पेशली आमच्या घरातून म्हणजे आम्ही कधी घाटकोपरपर्यंत पण गेलो नव्हतो. सो इट्स लाईक समबडी वॉज नॉट एवर गॉन आउट. तर मी 2च फॉर्म घेतलेले, एक रुईया आणि एक झेवियर्स. ओके.
सो येस, सो आय कम्प्लिटेड माय स्टडीज. बट देन when I got into a job, things are very, very good, आणि मी नेहमी असं बोलते की जॉब टेम्स यू. सो इट्स लाईक द सॅलरी, द बीप ऑफ द सॅलरी विच कम्स एव्हरी मंथ, it's more special than the message that you get from your boyfriend. It's so sweet. It is so sweet, that beep, and it actually tames you, even if it is a small money or if it is a big money. So yes, I was enjoying my secure job, and it was for a very long time that I had been enjoying, and I was getting tamed also to work in a particular way. And then maternity happened to me.
Okay.
So हे ना मी खूप स्टोरीज ऐकायची की मटर्निटी पिरियड मध्ये पीपल लूज जॉब्स. आणि मी HR मध्ये होती, रिक्रुटमेंट मध्ये होती. तर हे ऐकायची, पण असं कधी वाटलं नव्हतं की हे माझ्यावर होऊ शकतं. म्हणजे स्टोरीज होते सगळीकडे आणि म्हणजे बट आय नेव्हर थॉट इट कॅन हॅपन टू मी. आणि स्पेशली मी बिंग इन HR, मला नेहमी असं वाटायचं की मी कंट्रोलमध्ये आहे. म्हणजे असे पॉलिसीज येऊ पण नाही द्यायची कंपनीमध्ये, आणि कोणाबरोबर हे होऊ पण शकणार नाही, मी असताना तरी नाही होऊ शकणार. आय वॉज व्हेरी क्लिअर अबाउट इट. आणि आय गॉट प्रेग्नंट, आय इन्फॉर्म्ड. सो आय स्टार्टेड सीइंग की देयर वर चेंजेस इन पीपल्स बिहेवियर, पीपल्स मीन्स हायर अप्स. बट देन आय इग्नोर्ड इट. And then when I got back, actually from my maternity period, when I got back to the job, take this as a point. I never asked for any leaves. I did not ask for any work from home. पण समथिंग हॅड रिअली चेंज. माझा डेस्क जो होता ना तो आधीसारखा वाटत नव्हता मला, आणि डेस्क पण नाही आणि जॉब पण नाही असं वाटत होतं. अँड दॅट फिलिंग वॉज व्हेरी वियर्ड. आणि माझ्या कंपनीमध्ये मीन्स लाईक माय कंपनी इज नोन फॉर ले ऑफ्स. सो फ्रायडेला ले ऑफ्स व्हायचे. तर लिटरली वी यूज टू कॉल इट एज ब्लॅक फ्रायडे. हां, सो इट कॅन बी एनीबडी अँड एनी वन. And one Friday I was called in the training room. I had just resumed job. And it was like, just I didn't still think. And my HR said that तिला माझ्याशी काहीतरी बोलायचं आहे. And my boss had changed during that period, by the way. So it was like, so she assumed, okay, ki now she has given birth, okay, that she will be the first one to quit. Means I will be the first one to quit because my baby needs me. That is their assumption about me. Okay. And maybe, and plus I was in a senior role, so maybe I will go to a sabbatical. So the easy way out was to let top light, they do top light, right? So they wanted me to go. And I was told that it is nothing regarding my work, nothing, but they want to let me go. आणि अजून म्हणजे माझ्या ऑफिसमध्ये खूप असे कलिग्स आहेत म्हणजे ज्यांना असं वाटतं की कलिग्स काय, इवन हायर मॅनेजमेंट, त्यांना अजूनही वाटतं की मी माझ्या बेबीमुळे जॉब सोडलाय. म्हणजे ते स्वीट पिल घेऊन अजून ते त्या रिअलायझेशनमध्ये आहेत. सो बिकॉज सी वेन एव्हर यू आर आस्क्ड टू गो, दे टेल यू टू रिझाइन, दे डोंट फायर यू.
येस.
आणि it is such a painful thing to resign because you don't want to go and they make you resign. They make you sign it. They make you. आणि हे आमचं ग्राउंड फ्लोअरला ट्रेनिंग रूममध्ये she called me and I used to sit, my cabin was in second floor. I used to sit in second floor. आणि तिने सांगितलं की I wanted to go back, right? I want to take my bag, I have to go. She told me I can't go back to my floor.
Why?
So that's how, see, that is, I told her, see, you can do your job, you're a HR, you can tell me to go, but your job doesn't tell you to be inhuman, right? You can do it in a way. Because my team was very attached to me, and she said that I don't want that, they become emotional.
Okay.
And it's like in a minute for the company that you have given your sweat, your everything, right? So it was like my second home. And see, you dance for the company, you do your parties for the company, you work for the company, you love the company, right? Everybody who's working knows how dear it's your space, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So and you have to leave without, there is nothing that is done. Basically, there is nothing that is done after that. You're just asked to leave. And I just told a colleague of mine, get me my bag. And I don't know how he understood that it's done. I just told him, get me my bag down. And my team came, obviously, and then things followed, and they were shattered. I was shattered. It was a very painful thing. And believe me, that day my bag was the heaviest bag of my life, because it was a bag without a laptop. It was heaviest because I had never carried a bag without a laptop. So it was like, somebody just stole something away from you and you had to return back. And so I had two choices, yeah. One was to join another organization. We had competitors who were waiting for me to come out also. So I had job offers and join somebody immediately, which can be another sexist organization who will, because policies are same everywhere. Yes. They don't put it in the policy. They put like all women-friendly policies, right? But if you see that there isn't even a breastfeeding room or a pumping room for any in the companies. Like hardly any companies have it. They make so much money, but they don't have that, right? So I lost my job in the most vulnerable situation of my life when I had a breastfeeding baby. So yes, I used to live in Dombivli. My job was in Mahape. I couldn't think of going to Andheri at that time. Because I am a very strong believer of breastfeeding as well. So I used to pump milk. I used to go. I used to come back. So it was like, if I go to Andheri, everything will go
topsy-turvy. Plus the main reason was not even that. Main reason was also that I did not want to, my heart was not allowing me to join another sexist organization at that time. Because I didn't know what will happen. And so another option was to create something of my own where I have a safer space for women to work.
Okay.
Who are treated as equals, or treated as not even equals, treated as humans, right? Treated as another human, and they can work. We can work together. So that was how it was. And so my company assumed that I am not the primary earner. She will take a sabbatical. These are all assumptions. Because being a woman, I cannot be a primary earner is what they thought. So I was the primary earner of my house that time. I was the primary earner of my house. And at a very, very, very vulnerable moment, I lost my job. And yes, so why business? Why mompreneur? I think entrepreneurship is in you all the time. Like if you have it in you, you have it in you. So as a kid, okay, now I do a very environment friendly business. But the first business that I had done was a crazily destructive business. I had done a fatake ka business, crackers business.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've done, I've taken fatakas in the train also, which is not allowed. You want to keep it in the interview, you keep it. You want to remove it. I was a kid, I didn't know, okay. So it's allowed because I was a kid. So yes, so I knew that how much profits I did. So I knew that business was for me. But you don't have the courage, especially when you are broken. And that way, what I actually now, when I see my life, I think that I'm that way a very loyal person. Until you kick me, I don't go out. So whether it is relationships, whether it is job, until you kick me out, I would not go. I will try and give that last bit. So yes, entrepreneurship wouldn't have happened to me if I would have still been doing that job. Yes. And they wouldn't have been kicking me out. So during my maternity period, I was with a lot of mother support groups.
Okay.
Lot of mother support groups, because they say that you need a village to raise a kid.
Okay.
That's something, right? So my child was getting raised by a virtual village, which was always supporting. So म्हणजे रात्री असं 12 वाजता 2 वाजता when I'm feeding, so there are baby like breastfeeding support groups. So I used to say, hey, I am awake, I'm feeding. Anybody else like an owl like me right now? So some mother would say, yes. So you feel good, you feel that, okay, I'm in place, like, otherwise you are like, oh God, it's only me at 2 o'clock doing this thing. And believe me, maternity or motherhood is something which they put you on a pedestal just like that. Eka divsat you become mother. Eka divsat they feel that you are something else. From a girl you become a mother. So they expect you to be something. And seriously, I think when a child is born also, maybe there are so many poems, they also must be written by males only for us, that you are so attached to the child, you don't feel anything about the child because your body is undergoing a lot of things at that time. And you do not get any private moments with your child. There are so many people. So women don't understand. It's like if you tell me to write a book about how dogs give birth, or what a dog needs to do, or a cat needs to do, I will write a book on it. But what a woman needs to do, I won't be able to. Because like we go to hospitals, no? We are not patients, but we are giving birth in hospitals.
Yes.
And our name is also patient something, patient 1, patient 2, patient 3. We are not patients. We don't require medical assistance. We don't. So everything, the medical fraternity is interfering with you. Everything is with the whole process of motherhood. And suddenly, like, everybody says that, okay, you don't produce milk, you don't do this. Every mother or mother-in-law may be thinking that they produce more milk in this world than so this whole process just goes on and on. Okay, your house help also tells that she's better than you.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody is better than you at that time when you give birth, right? And all this unsolicited advice comes from everywhere. So yeah, so this support groups that are there in this, fortunately they helped me a lot. And that's when I also had started wrapping my baby, or baby wearing. So baby wearing as a concept maybe baby wearing, this word is very international or global, but it is something that I think Indian society has been doing for years.
Yes.
Like, you know, putting your child in a cloth and tying the child close to your body, as simple as that. Because we were very functional that time. We were not doing desk jobs. So we used to do a lot of physical work. Maybe the fields, maybe anywhere. But baby wearing, it is not only functional, it is also, I realized that it is a very strong pillar of attachment parenting.
Yes.
So when your child is attached to you, it's like, it is your extension of the womb. So your hands are free, so you feel empowered, that is one side, but also the bond increases. So even I did not have any problem with feeding or anything, but even if women have problem with feeding or something, that, what do you say, the oxytocin? Yeah, so all those things, your dopamine, your oxytocin, everything is like in place when your baby is more
Near to
more near
Close
to
to
you.
you.
The smell maybe, because it's a part of your body, right, at the end of the day. So you start getting attached, and so it is not like that the baby is born and you are attached. So you have to do something to get attached again, because when it is in the womb, I think you are attached. When it is born, it is again an individual, and you start your relationship again. And yeah, so that's how. So attachment parenting. So I used to, so we had this support groups where we used to help each other about how to tie a baby with a sari, maybe wear a baby with a sari, maybe with a dupatta. And then I thought that, okay, this is something that we have been doing. And my first wrap for my baby, because I was a bit like, you know, it has to be safety tested, it has to be this, that, and I
Yes.
got it from US.
Okay.
Yeah, paying a bomb. So that's when I realized that, okay, so when it is in our culture, why not do it ourselves with all the safety standards, with all the what you say, all the certificates in place, and we do it for ourselves here. So, and more than me thinking, because I was very shattered at that time, right? First was when I was in the maternity period, I was fine. People were helping me, and I used to give tips on baby wearing, and they used to tell, all this community of women used to say, get into business, get into business, get into business. Women whom I have never met in my life, till date I have not met them.
Okay.
Yeah, till date I have not met them. Women who supported me completely, and yes, all those myths that women pull women down. This is again, that must be some mansplaining happening somewhere, so I don't know about it. But there were like these women standing like pillars, making it happen, pushing me into business. So when I go and take these talks, sometimes entrepreneur talks in colleges, when I am called as a faculty, आणि ते मला विचारतात की तुमचं ROI काय होतं, और तुमचं इन्व्हेस्टमेंट काय होतं. सो माय ROI वॉज ऑलवेज रेडी बिफोर my business started, investment started.
Okay.
Because my customers were always ready.
Wow.
So I was pushed into business. But it was a very tough decision because I was removed from the job. And then, yes, so that's how your question, I took long to come as a ghum phir. But yes, it was mompreneurship happened that time. So I started with a Facebook page.
Okay.
I started with a Facebook page with my business of baby carriers, Almitra Tatva.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And I had customers raining, people supporting, and what I started with reluctance gave me love, gave me confidence, gave me money, and I was in a high paid job, and I had so this was 4 times to 5 times money more than what I was doing.
Wow.
So yeah, so this also gave confidence. Means why I am saying that, because so I started investing. It's only I was left with my provident fund money. So I did not have savings. I don't come from a family which has deep pockets. So it was just my provident fund money. So a little bit that I invested from that, and it was like, you know, you're putting that, if you otherwise that money is also gone.
Yes.
Yeah. So but I believed in these people who were right there in the universe waiting for me, whom I had not seen, as I said. And they were my first customers. And in the second or third month, I think I got my first sale from Denmark. And then there was no looking back, because now we are in 70 countries. Primarily, I export to Europe. So we are in retail stores also. And so this is again a community of women, because all this entire business model is on women. So women who work from home, They are so they started as a customer, then probably a reseller, then to a distributor. So there are women who grew with me from say day one. So it is so amazing because there are women in the world who are helping me selflessly. So I can say that anytime that I'm traveling to Europe or anywhere, I always have a place to stay. I don't have to pay for a hotel. I have so many friends now, so many friends. So that basically is the story of Almitra Tattva. And the baby wearing goes, as I said, in our culture. So my husband Biplab, he was always baby wore, right? So so Aji used to wear him, and she used to work a lot. She used to go to places, do things, and she used to work in people's houses also. So she used to carry him. The Neo, my son's name is Neo. Neo, yeah. The Biplab used to carry him basically. So मी नेहमी म्हणते की तो प्रायमरी केअरटेकर आहे.
ओके.
मी फक्त फीडर होती. अजून but like it has been that way because he is the primary caretaker. He has been wearing him. So the whatever it is, if you talk about a business idea किंवा त्याचं डिझायनिंग म्हणा, त्याचं कसं means all that aspects is me. But actually wearing is something that I saw that how my son was getting attached to Biplab. तर म्हणजे डायपरिंग म्हणा किंवा बेबी वेअरिंग म्हणा, so everything he has been doing. So yes, so I could see that attachment and I saw how much it helps. How much it helps. So he's basically a baby wearing dad. So that's because it was there culturally. So it was not something that we were doing first time. I was doing first time. I had never wore, or my mother had never worn me. But Biplab was always wore, so it was very easy for him to do tuck 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 and
ओके.
हां. आणि मग थोडं इंडियामध्ये अजून असं असतं ना, सिग्नलमध्ये जे लोक ते बांधून आपलं हे करतात, तर पीपल लुक डाऊन ऑन टू बेबी वेअरिंग. हां. आणि त्यांना कळायचं नाही का हा असा माणूस असा 2-2 तास घेऊन म्हणजे त्याला झोपवायचं वगैरे कॉलिक असला तर असं रस्त्यावर फिरतोय, तर कोणी सांगायचं होतं झोलीवाला माणूस मुलाला घेऊन जातोय रोज. तर it takes a lot of efforts, but yeah, baby wearing makes it simple, and we understood how much it was a part of us, and we really wanted to help others feel the same thing.
ओके. सो प्रत्येक बिझनेसची एक स्टोरी असते, तशी ती स्टोरी तर आम्हाला कळली, पण त्या प्रत्येक बिझनेस ब्रँडच्या नावामागे पण एक काहीतरी स्टोरी असते. जसं तुझ्या ब्रँडचं नाव आहे अल्मित्रा, म्हणजे नोबल, आय थिंक, हो ना? तर तुझ्या या सगळ्या प्रवासामुळेच तसं नाव ठेवलंस तू तुझ्या कंपनीचं, का काही वेगळी त्याच्या मागे ही अजून एक स्टोरी आहे?
हा, स्टोरी आहे. आणि तू फर्स्ट पर्सन आहे जे मला अर्थ सांगितलायस नोबल, कारण मला माहित नव्हतं की अल्मित्राचा अर्थ नोबल आहे. या सो खलील जिब्रान, आय एम एन आर्डंट फॅन ऑफ खलील जिब्रान. सो ही इज अ फिलॉसॉफर, ही इज अ रायटर, आणि त्यांचं एक पुस्तक आहे द प्रॉफिट, म्हणजे त्यांचं सर्वात फेमस पुस्तक आहे ते प्रॉफिट. मग त्याच्यामध्ये एक मुलगी आहे अल्मित्रा, आणि ती त्यांना सर्वात जास्त प्रश्न विचारते. तर माझं ॲक्च्युली आय यूज टू राईट अर्लियर, आता नाही लिहित मी. आता सगळे लिहितात ना, मग मी नाही लिहित. सगळे ब्लॉग्स करतात, सगळे लिहितात, आणि प्लस चॅट जीपीटी पण आलाय. तर आता मी चॅट जीपीटीने मला खूप म्हणजे असं धक्का दिलाय एआयनी, रायटिंगनी.
बरोबर.
येस, सो दॅट्स वाय आय डोंट राईट मच नाव. तर अर्लियर आय यूज टू राईट. तर मी अल्मित्राच्या नावाने लिहायची. तर माझं नेहमी असं होतं की मला मुलगी झाली तर अल्मित्रा, मुलगा झाला तर नियो, तर नियो झाला आणि अल्मित्रा पण झाली. So it's like, yeah, both the babies that I raised together. So it was always like that. So it was always in my mind that it will be like that. So that's how the name came. So I did not know it is noble, but yeah, it's my favorite name.
Wow.
A lot of people call me Almitra. I don't know why. So they call me, when they call me Almitra. Maybe that was something that I wanted.
सो आता अल्मित्रा सस्टेनेबल आणि अल्मित्रा तत्व असे 2 प्रोडक्ट्स आहेत. दोन ब्रँड्स आहेत. तर अल्मित्रा तत्व बद्दल तर तू सांगितलंस, तर अल्मित्रा सस्टेनेबल काय आहे?
अल्मित्रा सस्टेनेबल ही पूर्ण एक अर्थ फ्रेंडली प्रोडक्टची प्रोडक्ट रेंज आहे. सो वी डू मोर दॅन 60-70 SKUs in it. Of replacing plastic in in small ways, basically small ways, and in small ways only you create a greater impact actually.
Okay.
So we have like right from a bamboo toothbrush to a reusable straw to we do a lot in coconut coir. तर हे जे सगळे क्लिनिंग ब्रशेस or the synthetic brush that you use in washing utensils, so all that like a Scotch Brite or something, so that gets replaced by coconut coir. So again Almitra sustainables हे म्हणजे न्यू मोठा होत होता आणि त्याला जेव्हा ते दात वगैरे यायला लागले त्यांना म्हणजे आय वॉज सस्टेनेबल जनरली, पण मला असं वाटत होतं की आपण या जनरेशनला ओव्हर करतो.
बरोबर.
अँड I did not want to put plastic in his mouth. So that's how again same thing. त्याला एक स्टीलची बॉटल पण मी बघत होते की स्टीलची बॉटल आता तरी स्टील बॉटल्स आर अवेलेबल. Earlier steel bottles also was not there. Now he's 9-year-old. Just in few years steel bottles were also not there. So that also had to be brought from US. So I said this is not working. Either plastic or you have to do certain things from outside. No. Yes. And India basically our living has been sustainable living. म्हणजे प्रॉब्लेम कधी झाला प्रॉब्लेम म्हणजे आपले मीन्स लाईक आवर मदर्स अँड दॅट एज, दॅट्स वेन द प्लास्टिक बूम केम, दॅट्स वेन द डब्बे का दूध केम, all of that. So that era was the one which actually flipped everything.
Yes.
So yeah, so I felt that I owe him more. So that's how the sustainable business started, and started with the bamboo toothbrush basically. We started with 1 or 2 products. Now, as I said, that we have more than 60 SKUs, and we have various stores. So we are there in the Seawood Nexus Mall. Then we have two stores. One is inside 4 Point Sheraton. So we have an exclusive store there. And other than that, Pan India, we are there in 40-50 stores. And also online, we are there in 40-50 portals, apart from our own website.
बरं, हा सगळा प्रवास ऐकताना ना मला असं वाटतंय सातत्याने की आत्ता आपण ह्या साधारण 1-2 वर्षांमध्ये बघितलं तर पोस्टपार्टम इश्यूज बद्दल खूप बोललं जातंय. म्हणजे सोशल मीडिया असेल किंवा 1 to 1 असेल, वेगवेगळ्या सेमिनार्स कॉन्फरन्सेस असतील, पण 9 वर्षापूर्वी 8 वर्षापूर्वी एवढं नव्हतं बोललं जात. पण तू ते फेस तर नक्की केलं असशील, आणि हे सगळं फेस करत असताना परत तुला जॉब क्विट करायला लागला आणि त्यातून तू एक नवीन बिझनेस डेव्हलप केलास. तर त्यावेळेला तुझा एक माइंडसेट कसा होता किंवा तुझी मानसिक स्थिती कशी होती त्यावेळेला?
पोस्टपार्टम डिप्रेशन लोक आता त्याच्याबद्दल बोलतात बिकॉज people are even speaking about women or considering women as humans also is very recent.
Yes.
So any women related issue, whether it is holidays for menstruation or it is anything like any of those things, that we are talking only recent, because slowly, like even that day we were just seeing, even that if you see even your voting rights are not very right? So everything is recent. So even a man understanding a woman is a new thing. There were so many men who didn't even knew that women are menstruate, or they don't even talk. आता माझा मुलगा 9 वर्षाचा आहे आणि त्या दिवशी मी अशी खूप अशी थोडी चिडली होती आणि मी अशी जस्ट त्याला बोलली की प्लीज डोंट ईट माय हेड राईट नाउ. I felt a bit bad. He said, don't worry mama, I know that you have your period, so I will just keep away. I know that you snapped at me, but you have your periods, it's okay. So it is just not the physical part, but relating a physical part to the mental part, to the mental health of a woman who was never heard for a very, very long time. Now also it is not like that women are heard, but they have a voice. Whether they are getting heard or not is secondary, but they are at least speaking something that okay, we exist.
Yes.
So that is very recent. So postpartum depression is a far-fetched thing. तू जे सांगतेस की ते आता आपण म्हणजे त्याच्याबद्दल आर्टिकल्स किंवा आपल्याला मीडियामध्ये we can see all that. But postpartum depression is a far-fetched thing still.
Yes.
Even to realize it. Okay, कुत्र्या मांजरींमध्ये पण असं असतं की we have heard that they sometimes they just don't want to be with their babies, or they have done something with their babies. Postpartum depression is something which can go so critical. It is so important to understand it, because your physical, mental, everything goes for a change when you give birth. And expectation is too much. Expectation is too much. You feel guilty of not getting attached to your baby. Because what is your baby is just what your baby is pooping, your baby is peeing, and your baby is drinking milk. That's all that the baby is doing at that time, and it is so difficult because your body is also undergone here. But people expect that love, and whatever media has shown that with soft lens of a mother and a baby and a lullaby happening immediately. That doesn't happen.
Yes.
That doesn't happen. Any lullabies in the world cannot make a child sleep when the child does not want to sleep, right? So all of that does yeah. So yes, but when you, to answer your question personally, as I said, that I didn't even have not only a virtual village to help me out, but I had a very good support system.
Good.
My husband and my husband's sister,
Okay,
and my friend circle, they were always there to support. So I have breastfed my child anywhere and everywhere, in any kind of clothes that I have worn. Because for me, it was the feeding right of my child.
yes,
And nobody can tell me to cover up. And it is not covering up a child and making the child feed is a choice of a woman. If she wants to cover up, she will cover up. If she doesn't want to cover up, she won't cover up. But it is not a norm of the society. It is, if you don't want to see it, it's your problem. If my child doesn't feel comfortable, you don't want to cover up, because it's a natural process. It's a natural process. So yes, so these things, so I had a very good support system to help me out also in this. So if I decide, it is not that I was born like that, right? I've never fed a child before that. So this topic also I did not know, that what I wanted, how I wanted to feed my child. I did not know till I had a child. But I felt it was like my child used to, if I cover up, he used to just throw away that, and he used to feel uncomfortable, and I used to feel uncomfortable.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, what is going on? And it's his right to have food, and it is my right to feed him. That's all. And it doesn't matter. And primitively, like, not even primitively, yeah. It's always been in India, people have fed. It's only when the westernization happened, we were asked to cover up.
yes,
And now we say that covering up is sabhyata. But not watching somebody have their food was sabhyata.
yes,
So that's when the things changed, right? So that's how the scenario changed. So now they say, oh, these women are like, they don't want to cover up. They never used to cover up. So our, like, simple now, our blouses, the way it came, it's all westernization, right?
yes.
We never covered up. Now we wear clothes in such a manner that we have to cover up. Right. So that's how the whole process was. So that support system that I had from my friends was amazing. My male friends, my female friends. So I used to feed everywhere. There is a male friend maybe probably giving me the baby at that time when I'm feeding, and then we are back to our discussion. I'm feeding and I'm discussing. So I was not away from my social life, because it was shaping up a new business. I have to ideate. I want friends' help. I want, I didn't have money, right? So there was somebody who will help me in a website. There will be somebody who will be helping me with an idea, and all these things happen like the way you all are doing this with all friends together. So that's a very critical moment now. A startup, I cannot be hushed into a room feeding my child, not being there. So I used to be everywhere. My child used to be everywhere, and so used to be my friends or my family who used to support me. So my husband's sister. So we all three were primary caretakers equally. No elders somehow, but we three did manage equally.
Wow.
So not that postpartum depression did not happen. It does happen, but you required that system. You'll still have your lows. You still will feel that, what did I get into? Your body will be tired. You will give up. All of that will happen. But then if there is somebody down there saying that, hey, I am also there with you, it's okay. Then it really helps. It really helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yes. So postpartum depression is a thing now. Means it has always been a thing. But good people are speaking about it. But it is not a thing of the modern era. Postpartum depression was always existing. We were seeing it every time. We felt it every time. But we didn't want to talk about it, or we thought that, अरे ऐसा ही होता है.
बरोबर.
Maybe because we didn't know, right? Women, at least, maybe men did not know women. Okay, so all these great changes are happening because men are becoming empathetic somehow, not because women have become empowered. Men are slowly understanding women because women are now also working. So you need to, at the end of the day, understand the woman who is next to you. So again, it's not that women are bringing out any change in this world. So this is all this, what do you say? Very generous men who are probably doing it for you. So yeah, so maybe that is why it is also happening.
Yes.
So yeah, and again, like raising your empathetic sons in the house will bring the change. And that's again not a responsibility only of a mother. Maybe yes, he will understand a woman from a mother, but it's an equal responsibility to raise empathetic male gender children. Yeah.
आणि हे तुझ्या बाबतीत तुला बऱ्यापैकी ह्याचा अनुभव घेता आलाय, कारण तुझ्या बाळाला वाढवत असताना सुद्धा तुझ्या नवऱ्याचा त्याच्यामध्ये खूप छान त्याने रोल केलेला होता. म्हणजे दरवेळेला असं असतं ना की बाळ लहान आहे म्हटल्यानंतर प्रत्येक वेळेला आईनेच लक्ष द्यायला पाहिजे त्याच्याकडे, तर असं करण्यापेक्षा बाबाने सुद्धा तितकीच काळजी घेतलेली आहे त्या बाळाची, आणि त्याच्यामुळे त्यांचं रिलेशन पण कसं छान बिल्ट झालंय का?
येस येस, बिकॉज इट वॉज आवर चाइल्ड, सो इट वॉज नेव्हर रूल्स.
येस.
हां, इक्वल पेरेंटिंग बोलतात, पण इक्वल पेरेंटिंग असं म्हणजे इट इज पेरेंटिंग. माझ्या नवऱ्याने एक छोटा व्हिडिओ पण बनवलेला मध्ये त्याच्यावर की पीपल म्हणजे मी पण जेव्हा HR मध्ये होती, वेन मेन यूज टू आस्क फॉर लीव इफ दर वुमन इज गोइंग आउट अँड दे हॅव टू लुक आउट फॉर चिल्ड्रन, दे इज टू से की आज मी बेबीसिट करतोय, म्हणजे आज बेबीसिटिंग.
आज
नाही, नॉट आज, वाय बेबीसिट? दुसऱ्याच्या मुलाला थोडी करतोय आपण. यू नॉट बेबीसिटिंग, you are with your child. A mother doesn't say I'm babysitting my child today, right? You babysit somebody else's child, no problem.
Yes.
Yeah? You babysit somebody else's dog, child, that all you do, but you don't babysit your own child. So men were so uncomfortably when asking for the leave. Fortunately now people say that okay, you know what, I want to be with my family, or I want to take care of my child, which is slowly it is happening. But it usually it used to be I'm babysitting my child today. So those terms always, like, because you both are in it together, that's why the child happens to you both, right? It's not an individual affair.
येस. जसं तुझ्या बिझनेसमध्ये अल्मित्रा तत्वाची निर्मिती तर सुरू झाली ती तुझ्या बाळासाठी, बाळामुळे, आणि त्याच्यानंतर अल्मित्रा सस्टेनेबलची निर्मिती म्हणजे त्याच्यामधली जी प्रॉडक्ट्स आहेत ती पण सुरू झाली, ती पण बाळामुळेच. कारण जसजसं ते वाढत होतं तसतशा त्याच्या गरजा बदलत गेल्या आणि त्याच्यातून तुला नवनवीन आयडियाज येत गेल्या. तर या सगळ्याला तुझ्या बिझनेस मागे सुद्धा तुझं मदरहूड, तुझं मातृत्व कारणीभूत आहे असं तुला वाटतं का?
येस, नियो माय सन इज द वन हू शोज मी द पाथ. कारण त्याचे क्यूज जे आहेत ना, म्हणजे आपण बोलतो ना की आय न्यू की दॅट वॉज माय ओनली चान्स टू बी नॅचरल. कारण तो जस्ट बॉर्न होता आणि तो नॅचरल, आपण सगळे अडल्टरेटेड झालेलो, तर तो फक्त माझा लास्ट चान्स होता टू गिव्ह मी द नेचर क्यूज की हाऊ नॅचरल वी can become, what are the needs. Understanding him was making me come on a natural path. So when I say natural path, I'm not even talking about an eco-friendly path, natural path of living.
Okay.
So he was showing me that path, and I knew this was my last chance, and I have to take as many cues from this child to sort back my life, because we all know that we have messed up a lot. So that's when the child is very raw, right? Because you won't get another chance to watch anything that is as raw as that, how much ever money you pay. Your raw self, a human raw self, is there for a few years only, because even now he will be influenced by a lot of things. So that is the time they show you path, is what I feel.
Okay. So, ह्या सगळ्या प्रॉडक्ट्सची निर्मिती कुठे होते आणि त्या प्रॉडक्ट्सची निर्मिती करणाऱ्यांबद्दल पण काही सांगशील का?
सो मोस्ट ऑफ देम, लाईक लॉट ऑफ स्टिचिंग स्टफ जे आहे ते माझ्या इकडेच असतं. म्हणजे नवी मुंबईला आमचं हे आहे, युनिट आहे, तिकडेच होतं. आणि द लॉट ऑफ विमेन हू आर वर्किंग विथ अस. आणि आय वुड से दॅट एक कल्चर तरी मी मेंटेन केलं. माझं टीम जसं मला सोडून गेलं नव्हतं, मी गेल्यानंतरच त्यांनी तिकडून पण ते गेले. नाव ऑल्सो माय फर्स्ट टीम इज स्टील देअर विथ मी फॉर 7 years. दे आर वर्किंग विथ मी नाव स्टील. म्हणजे आम्ही डोंबिवलीत होतो, डोंबिवलीतनं नवी मुंबईला आलो, तरी पण माझं स्टाफ इज द सेम स्टाफ दॅट आय हॅव. दे ट्रॅव्हल. आय हॅव एल्डरली स्टाफ ऑल्सो, अ लिटल एल्डरली स्टाफ ऑल्सो. So yes, so a lot of things happen here. The choir happens with, we are a part of the choir cluster. So we work with the Indian Choir Board. So choir happens in Kanyakumari, because the bristles, the type of bristles that we need is very prevalent from that part of. So म्हणजे असं सावंतवाडी आणि सगळीकडे आपल्याकडे coconut choir clusters आहेत. But the bristles that we actually need is there in the coconuts that happen in Kanyakumari. So okay. So we work with the choir unit there.
आपण आपल्या गप्पांना सुरुवात झाल्यापासून मॉमप्रेनर ह्याच्याबद्दल बोलतोय, तर ती एक कम्युनिटी आहे सध्या किंवा तो एक सपोर्ट ग्रुप आहे असं आपण म्हणूया. तर त्यांच्याबद्दल काही सांगशील का? आणि तू त्याचा एक पार्ट आहेस. तू जी सगळी सिच्युएशन फेस केली आहेस, तशाच सिच्युएशन फेस करणाऱ्या अनेक जणी आहेत. तर त्यांच्याशी बोलताना किंवा त्यांच्यासाठी तू काय सांगशील आणि ह्या सपोर्ट ग्रुप्स बद्दल पण काहीतरी सांग ना.
So mompreneurship is not a support group. When a mother becomes an entrepreneur, she is called a mompreneur.
Okay.
So there are support groups generally of women entrepreneurs who are mothers. There are mompreneur support groups also, and there are general women support groups also. So it is, in a whole, it is that way. Message to mompreneurs. So don't shy away when you want to take a step, maybe, because see, I'm nobody to preach. I can just share my experience. So yes, the world can become very overwhelming when you become a mother, and you are very vulnerable at that time. But believe me, your creative enzymes are also extremely high at that time. And take that opportunity to pin you down, maybe, because maybe, like, even when my maternity, they used to say I look like a penguin. I was walking very slowly with my baby around like a penguin, so it pinned me down physically. Otherwise there was nobody who could pin me down. So my child pinned me down. He made me sit, maybe his weight in my body made me sit in a place, think about things, think about myself, which I had not done for a long time. So take this opportunity to think about yourselves. Don't worry about anybody. Think about what you want to do. Let your creative enzymes flow, because you are very creative. You're creating a human being at that time. So you're very creative at that time. So just allow it to flow and trust it. And I'm sure things will happen. Things will happen when you trust yourself. And of course, every story will be different. It is easier for me to talk because probably it is a little success story. I won't say that it's a big success story, but yes, I could come out of, or I could find a way. But yes, because I could find a way, I will always say that you will also find a way. So just try and think, and as I said, that I had a lot of faith on people whom I had not seen. So I think maybe trust the universe. It will. So don't shy away is the main thing. Courage and all comes, but don't shy away. Don't think that it is a dead end or it is something that I won't be able to do that. Believe me, I also felt like that gone, everything is gone, and this is what motherhood looks like. The moment I got pregnant, my things in my office changed. I said, okay, so this is how motherhood looks like. This is a different world altogether, all of a sudden. So no, it's like how you kind of make it yourself, maybe, but the responsibility is not totally on your shoulders. It is not. So don't beat yourself if you can't make it. Don't beat yourself if you can't make it and somebody else can make it. It is people who need to empathize and understand this vulnerable thing of motherhood also. It is not a pedestal. A woman is not a multitasker. Don't make her goddess. Now Navratri is coming. So yes, we will get all those memes with 10 hands doing jhadu, pocha, cooking. No, that's not a woman wants to be. A woman doesn't want to be a Devi. She is not a Durga. She is not a Chandi. She is a woman. Treat her like a woman. Treat her as a human. Things will fall in place. Yeah. Thank you so much for me to be here.
Thank you. कसा वाटला अनामिकाचा हा प्रवास? इन्स्पायरिंग ना? तुम्हाला काय वाटलं या एपिसोड बद्दल? कमेंट बॉक्स मध्ये नक्की कळवा. आणि त्याचबरोबर पॉडकास्टचं डबोलं या YouTube चॅनलला नक्की लाईक, शेअर आणि सबस्क्राईब सुद्धा करा.